Chattanooga braces for an icy winter storm this weekend.
How will that affect Chattanooga and the U.S.? I've got all the details.
And an undefeated college football team takes the national championship.
I'm Peyton Gortney.
I'm Daniel Mert.
And I'm Dean DeSilva. Your news starts now.
A huge winter storm that could bring catastrophic damage, widespread power outages, and bitterly cold weather has barreled through the U.S. and towards the Tennessee Valley.
The massive storm system is expected to bring an ice storm from Texas through the south on Friday. That could result in a foot of snow from Oklahoma through Washington, D.C., New York, and Boston.
Forecasters are warning the damage could rival a hurricane. About 160 million people are under winter storm or cold weather watches or warnings.
The worst weather will move through the deep south before heading up the east coast, dumping New England with snow. Here on campus, UTC staff is already spreading salt on what could be problem areas for ice, like outside crossroads or the ramps along Cardiac Hill.
So what will we have here in Chattanooga? Ice? Sleet? Snow?
Or maybe a combination of it all. Here's our Dean DeSilva with the answer.
A state of emergency has been issued across the south ahead of the potentially historic winter storm Fern. The storm is expected to reach Chattanooga around Saturday, and the strongest part of the storm will hit Chattanooga around Sunday afternoon. While initial model predictions predicted Tennessee receiving lots of snow, the entire weather system has shifted northward, meaning that now northern Kentucky is expected to get the bulk of the snow. The main danger in Tennessee is freezing rain and sleet. Chattanooga specifically sits on the transition zone, so the impacts for us can shift drastically depending on if the storm shifts north or south. According to the National Weather Service, we can expect roughly a 1/4 inch to 3/4 inches of ice. And while that doesn't sound like much, that is more than enough weight to knock down power lines, snap tree branches, and ice over the roads. While Chattanooga will likely dodge the bulk of the storm, it is still important to be prepared for the very likely risk that we may lose power or be stuck inside for several days. Behind the storm, a major Arctic blast will keep temperatures cool for the next week. It is also important to note that while certain days may be warmer than freezing and will melt some of the ice, what melt will refreeze in lower areas and will likely take over a week to fully melt everything. Saturday and Sunday we can expect highs around 40 and lows in the upper 20s. Monday we can expect a high of 27 and a low of 12. Tuesday will be warmer with a high of 38 and a low of 11. Wednesday we can expect a high of 33 and a low of 16. And Thursday and Friday we can expect highs in the mid-20s and lows around 7. That's all the weather talk I have for y'all this week. Stay warm and stay safe.
A vast network of labor unions, progressive organizations, and clergy has been urging Minnesotans to stay away from work, school, and stores Friday. It's to protest against immigration enforcement in the state. Minneapolis and St. Paul have seen daily protests since Renee Good was fatally shot by an immigration and customs enforcement officer on January 7th. Federal law enforcement officers have surged in the Twin Cities for weeks. They have repeatedly squared off with community members and activists who track their movements. On Thursday, a prominent civil rights attorney and at least 2 other people were arrested for their involvement in a protest that disrupted a Sunday service at a church in St. Paul.
Here on campus, the largest class ever for our physical therapy program walked the stage to mark a major milestone.
Tatum Bartlett.
Hear the cheering? This is called the PT Whitecoat Ceremony. Family, friends, faculty, and staff gathered at the Walford Center to watch the ceremony and show their support.
You will have moments in this incredible journey where you are so overwhelmed, you will not be sure you can keep doing this. I promise this is a normal feeling, and everyone else that's sitting here today will tell you that's the case. When the people who know you, who see who you are, tell you who you are, please believe them.
39 students got their white coat, which marks the beginning of their clinical training.
UTC students came out to find out more on part-time employment. This was the scene at the University Center. Dozens of students came to the Tennessee Room to meet employers from both on-campus and off-campus. If you missed this event, learn more about employment opportunities at Career Connections on utc.edu. The English department and the Esports Center partnered up to bring on a new minor.
We got footage inside the Esports Center, along with interviews of the people who made the collaboration possible.
So Mocs Esports partners with the new narrative design minor in English, which is writing for video games. And this is our first year with the minor. We already have 20 minors enrolled. We would love to have a lot more.
The class is great. I mean, it not only builds the connections between us and our academics at UTC, but it also kind of builds that relationship with new incoming freshmen that don't know anything really about esports. It kind of gives them a chance to check out the space, and so here is our esports complex. We have about 25 gaming computers on around the venue here. You can see a lot of people are just kind of casually playing right now. Usually this is time that we have for practice and games and stuff like that, but we have an event currently going on.
At the end of the day, I just want to leave this scene for Super Smash Bros. And even other esports games better than it was whenever I came in.
And then over here in the corner, we have our Smash guys. Love the Smash guys. This is where they're playing. Every now and then they'll come in here and play, and this is where their competitions will be held over here in the corner. We kind of have their own little space for them, and they love it. Isn't that right, Alvin? You like playing in your space over here?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. Oh yeah, of course I'm a Mario main in Smash. I like to do the woohoo, you know. Mocs Esports has connected me with a bunch of really good players, and of course every player I try to be friends with because they're all pretty cool. And overall, it's just helped me socially, but it also is giving me a place where I can just come and relax, work on my assignments, work on bettering myself and my team members, and of course, escape the cold outside because it's really cold.
The Mocs came close, very close, to beating the conference leader in basketball.
But it was a big week across the sports world, including a historical championship in college football.
Our Dominic Butler has more on that and the NFL coaching carousel.
The Indiana Hoosiers are the college football national champions after a 27-21 win over Miami. The Hoosiers finished 16-0, becoming the first team to complete a perfect season since Yale in 1894. Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza put Indiana ahead with a fourth-quarter touchdown run on 4th and 5. Miami's final drive ended with cornerback Jamari Sharp secured the win with an interception. The championship marks a stunning turnaround for a program that entered the season with more losses than any team in major college football history. The Tennessee Titans have found their next head coach, hiring Robert Saleh to lead the franchise. Tennessee is one of the 5 teams to fill a vacancy in the offseason that has seen a record-tying 10 NFL head coaching openings. The coaching carousel gained momentum after Buffalo fired Sean McDermott following a divisional round playoff loss. Since then, Miami has hired Jeff Hafley, John Harbaugh has signed with the New York Giants, and Baltimore has turned to Jesse Minter as its next head coach. 5 head coach positions remain as the league's interview process continues. Both UTC basketball teams have won Saturday road games, with the Mocs men beating Western Carolina 90-82 behind 19 points from Jordan Friesen. The Mocs women followed with a 53-41 road win at East Tennessee State with another strong defensive showing. The men returned home Wednesday but fell in a 1-point heartbreaker, losing 67-66 to ETSU after late free throws sealed the game. On Thursday night, the women responded with a 52-40 road win at UNC Greensboro, led by Ava Card with 10 points and 6 rebounds while shooting 72% from the field. The victory extended UTC women's winning streak to 8 straight and kept them perfect in Southern Conference play.
That's this edition of Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Instagram page.
We are also on Facebook and YouTube. Have a good weekend.